Right, we should be live, should have audio. Let me just get comfortable. Sorry about the banging of the chair. Thank you for you guys coming in early. Korean, thank you for coming in. Bubs, thank you for being there for clips and whatnot. Appreciate that. Everybody over on the YouTube side of things, appreciate you. Let me just pop out my chat so I don't have to watch myself. Awesome sauce. How we doing, Korean? How's things? I haven't spoke to you in a while. I haven't been avoiding you or anything. I guess we've both been busy, but we'll have to hook up soon and play a little something. I'm looking forward to that. I bought a headset just to play with you so that we could talk. Maybe do some incursion. We like a bit of incursion. Yeah, let's pull that down. Go to live chat. Okay, good stuff. I'm ready to roll. So we should have audio. Again, it's a shooting game, so we might have to adjust the volumes as we go. I'm going to sort of go in a little bit louder than usual and see if that works for us. Get Steam up. Okay, cool. So we are starting off with a brand new first-person shooter playtest, which is available right now. You can go and apply for it yourself. But Steam actually sent it to me. I'm a bit worried about it because it's using 99% of my GPU, and obviously it's not optimized, and I run it on high, not ultra, to try and compensate for it, but it is really draining my CPU right now. Sorry, my GPU. My CPU is actually sitting at a steady 30, but GPU wise, this thing is a beast. So I'm only going to run it at high, not ultra, but we are going to review it as a game, right? So we're going to review it as a play test, as we normally do. Again, content we need to touch upon, but let me get an intro out of the way before we jump into that. Right, guys, thank you for joining me today. Today we are checking out Glory to the Heroes, and yes, this game was released to some controversy, or is going to release to some controversy. It's on an early playtest right now. Steam actually hooked me up, so we're going to be involved in that. There's about 280 odd people online right now, so a lot of people are playtesting it, giving feedback and checking it out. So that's what I plan to do. I plan to give you a rough and ready and honest opinion of the game, as in the mechanics, how it plays, what the objectives are, what there is to do, and how the game actually looks and feels to play. It runs pretty heavy on the GPU right now, over 99% just in the menu, so I'm hoping that clears up once we get into the game. It looks like an interesting shooter. It's being developed by a Ukrainian team, and it's actually featuring the Russian and Ukrainian war as its theme. Too soon, I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can be the judge of that. Let me know in the comments down below. I kind of on the fence about it. I'm going to review it as a video game, but obviously it's going to be a little bit more visceral, a little bit more real, being that it's being not only developed, but the devs themselves are out there in the thick of it. So they're going to be putting those experiences into the game, and although it doesn't affect me all the way across the water, I do still feel for the boys on both sides. You know, it's not a great thing to have at all. You know, a war is not good for anybody, in my opinion. So I don't really have thoughts on either side or anything like that. But what I will be discussing is how it makes the game feel and how it changes the perspective from the player's perspective. If I could talk, how it changes the perspective of the player. But let's just jump in. So let's take a look at Glory to the Heroes playtest. Right, so Glory to the Heroes is a Russian and Ukrainian war in an immersive single-player PvPvE FPS with combined arms gameplay involving many kinds of different military units and vehicles to take on the battlefield in action and real-time locations and actual battles. I mean, they're even selling it on the point that it is something that they're experiencing right now, which, you know, Stalker 2 was developed during a war-torn time, but it was already being developed when the war kicked off. So to talk about a game that's being developed during, do you know what I mean? That's like they actually started the game whilst this all was going on, and it's too early for a release, obviously, because they haven't got the experience yet or the game finished, but the playtest is ready. So they're obviously making headroom and being able to create such technologically advanced games in a time when, you know, the shells are dropping. And this is mad to me to think that they're not only just working, they're also out there grazing bullets and dodging mortars and all of this craziness that could be happening in their area. So I'm just hoping that everybody stays safe during the development of this game. So it's due for Q1 2026, so it's on the cusp of possibly next month. I'm not sure exactly a date yet. It's single player, it's classed as an MMO, it's online PvP, online co-op with your friends, family sharing, and of course there is no deck support or anything like this at the moment. It's just a playtest. But it has got 2 languages, and they are of course English and Ukrainian. And it does seem like it's being marketed to the West for sales. So who knows? Will this fund, you know, more in? Will we be putting our money into the video game and then funding the war? I mean, is this a thing? Like, I don't know where everybody sits on the line with this one. It does feel a bit weird. I do feel it's a little bit too soon. But then again, it's just a video game, and we've had World War II games, we've had, you know, Germans as the enemy, we've had Russians as the enemy in plenty of games over the times. And that's not to say that the Russians are the enemy in this war, and I think that's where the line is weird. The war's still happening, there is no hero, there is no winner, there is no victory. So it's a very strange stance to say that the game is called Glory of Heroes. It's from the Ukrainian stance, but then there's nothing stopping the Russians doing the same. So, you know, it is what it is. It's a 32GB RAM as maxed out, which is really worrying because obviously the game is not optimized and probably won't be on release. It will need a lot of back end work. It's a Ryzen 7 3700X, which is quite high up in the CPU ecoscape. It's a 4070 Ti minimum, which is what we're running. Oh, I'm nearly out of breath. Okay, let's see what we've got. So, still 281 players online. Matchmaking available, server browser. Let's have a look at that for a moment. So 0 servers. Where's the refresh button? Let's hit that. See if we can get some servers displayed. It does seem like we've just got a playtest server. So we are just playing on the playtest server. Hopefully it works. We've got the campaign to take a look at, but it is classified. It says campaign mode coming in future update. I would have thought that would have been what they'd want to showcase. I mean, a good first mission, maybe 2 missions, to sort of give you a feel for how they're doing with that side of things. But it looks like it's just online. We've got skirmish and we've got night ops. Now, I'm not a fan of night ops myself, so we'll probably just jump into skirmish. Okay, region. So we are, I guess we're EU Central would be the closest place. And then you've actually got what team you want to play on. So that's nice. They've included both sides. So in multiplayer, you can play as both. I was unaware that that was a thing. That's actually making me feel a bit better about it. I'm just going to hit auto, so not to pick a side as such. I'm assuming the weaponry and tactics could actually change with who you choose. It's an interesting one. It's very, I don't know, is it tongue-in-cheek? I'm not really sure. I don't know how I feel about it. So we are going to be doing this game for about an hour, maybe just over, and then we're going to be doing the Long Dark survival game. Those who have played Long Dark are welcome to help me out because it is a tough game to get into. But it's one that, you know, they've reached out and said, you know, can we jump in again because it's on sale right now on Steam. So, of course, I'll go ahead and do that. You might get some freezes on stream just while the game boots up because obviously it's the first time we're running it. We'll see how it goes. Okay, it looks like it hard rebooted, so we are definitely in playtest stage right now. Oh. See, I don't get mad at games in playtest when they mess up like this because I feel it's natural. I feel it's a learning curve that the devs have to sort of get involved in. Okay, so on that reboot, we lost 10 people offline, but it does seem like we've got... It does seem like we've opened up some more servers all of a sudden. We've got friends online now coming up, which I only know a few of these personally. Okay, skirmish. Very laggy game. Again, a 4070 is about what everybody has nowadays, and I don't think people are sort of renewing their hardware because of the price, you know, hike and stuff. So I think you're going to be running around what I'm running at best, you know, There's a few lucky bees out there that have got more. What's this Cheshire Yar? What's this? That's just information. Servers can't be refreshed. Okay, matchmaking it is. Like you click skirmish and it doesn't quite click it, and then when you do, it chucks you back. So it's very fiddly. Is it going to find a match? And I'm not going to try and attempt to pronounce any of these Ukrainian or Russian names in this, because as we know from DayZ, I'm not very good at them. Okay, why is it not connecting? There's find match. Set to auto. Why? Oh, I have to click the map. Okay. We've only got a choice of one, so why it wants me to click it, I do not know. I like this. It's got search in, ticket, ready, and connect. So you actually know the stages of where you've got to. Maybe if the game crashes, you can see and identify where the problem is. And like I say, I am only running this on high settings, and you can see there's glitches happening right now. Very, very early. Q1, I would say hold it back to Q3 2026 before you release this. The problem with video game development is you're building a game on a system or systems that you have available. When you release it to the public, people have all sorts of different systems with all sorts of different configurations. Even DDR5, each stick is not like, for instance, these two sticks are not the same, right? Hang on, we're in. I think we're in. We might have a crash. DDR5, even the two sticks might not be the same. You might get slightly different timings and voltages. It's not a guarantee. So when you build a video game, you build it in a way, or should build it in a way, that is lowbrowing yourself, you know, leaving some headroom for systems that might struggle or might have issues, or, you know, might just be a configuration you don't have access to. And I don't think companies are really testing games long enough and making sure that people are happy with them before they release them. I feel like we're getting this real negative attitude in the industry where people are just dropping games that are broken messes and hoping for the best, saying I'll fix it later, I'll patch it later. That's not good enough, you know. Last night I fired up my bedtime PC, which is Linux Mint for those who have been around a little while, and I played Lord of the Rings from 2000, and it looked and played better than a lot of games I've played in the last 2 years. And it's amazing to see that with their own engine, their own team, all on the same page, doing all good work, what you can create, you know. And today's with Unreal 5, I think Unreal 5's the worst thing to happen to video gaming in the last few years. It's just not ready, right? Unreal 5 was released premature, and it kind of sucks. Making a good RTS is hard, and hard is not profitable, so the genre is dead. RTSs, I mean, didn't we just have Warhammer? Didn't Warhammer just drop number 3? I think that's a good RTS. I think it released to mixed, but it's actually getting to positive now. I can see what you're saying. Basically, I don't think any game is easy to make. I think if it's going to be good, it's going to take time, right? You are correct in obviously RTSs take a lot of maths, a lot of balancing, a lot of, you know, if you do this and this, it equals that. I mean, I can see why that would be a genre that takes a lot of skill. And I don't think a lot of the old fellas in the group are still around, are they? A lot of them got sacked and left companies, and we're left with slop. We used to have a lot more in the... Oh, we did. No, 100%. Used to get them in bargain bins for a £5. Like Theme Hospital and... oh my God, there were so many. Command and Conquer. You know, all of these sorts of games were just bargain bin games. And some of them were the best games we had. Right, so I can click main. How do I just go? Squad. Where's my kit? There's my kit. Rifleman, auto rifle. Let's go auto rifleman. Gone red. Am I allowed that then? Assaulter. Colt 45 carbine. No squad. Am I allowed to drop? What is happening? Okay, this screen sucks. Why would you do this? Like, I play a lot of video games and this is not good. So I'm going to hit join. And then there's a bunch of dudes in there. But it's very fiddly. Again, this does not run smooth, so you have to bear with. Enter to confirm. I'm not going to read that. Ooh, hello. Okay, we're in. Game engine's running at 98% and 97% now GPU, but only 30 CPU. But if I get a dodgy stream, you're going to have to let me know because it could affect the transcoding I'm doing. Right, let's just take a look at what we got. So we seem to have some forced motion blur on the view, which I have turned off. You know, I shouldn't have forced motion blur. Aiming down sight is really slow. But again, they're going for realism, right? They're not going for arcade, you know, Call of Duty style, Battlefield style shooting. We're going for realism. We're going for what the place would look like. A lot of these have been photographed, scanned in and rebuilt. So we're going for that sort of way of playing, which, I mean, it does feel like a soldier. The run is off. I don't know who runs like that. Maybe Ukrainians, I don't know. So we can get down and prone. Yeah, okay, that feels good. Again, no animation on the prone. That's not how I personally would think anybody would prone. So realism goes right out the window there, because how are you able to hold your gun up and prone? Like, unless you're really, really good. I don't think that's possible. Like shimmying your butt along, innit? Scraping your balls on the floor. I like the way when you get to a corner, the gun does actually react to a corner, but it doesn't sort of duck round corners, you know what I mean? Doesn't tilt. Now, I would assume that is what we would be doing. So already I'm not convinced. This is from a video game stance. I'm not taking it from a war stance. So I've never been in a war, nor do I feel educated enough to talk about one. But I will take it from a video game stance. So can we see our feet? We can. Ooh, that sounds cool. Let's just pop some shots and see what happens. We get sort of motion blur when we shoot. Ooh, that was nice. Okay, that's not nice. So when I shoot, the brick drips down. I thought it was because it had some sort of snow, but it's not. The snow looks good, but the brick shouldn't have that effect. The puff is really nice. Keeps it random, you know. There's the reloads. Standard stuff. Let's check the inventory. Oh, this is basic and painful. Very dark, very boring. Okay, so we've got clips. We've got... What is that? Okay, you hover them, it doesn't tell you anything about them. Oh, it does now. Wake up. Hemostatic agent. It's a applicator used to stop severe bleeding. Makes sense. This game's buggy as hell, boys. There you go, we're back in. So I don't feel like I've even got a system that can run accurately with this game in its state. So I'm going to drop the settings from high to medium. Let's drop this from custom. I'm going to get some major lag there. I'm going to try and get it running smooth. Like this global illumination, you can't go down from high either, which is weird. Nor shadows. Post-processing is the sharpness. We want that high. You can drop foliage. Shading, I guess, is high. Anti-aliasing high. Effects high. Okay, good. And again, we save no room on our GPU because of the the way it's designed. So ray tracing is available for those who are curious about that. I don't use it personally. Motion blur is off, I believe. Quality. Yeah, this is just the bloom quality. So we can turn that down, maybe save a little bit there. EAA, of course. Okay, let's see what we got now. So I'm getting more frame rate, that's for sure. But I've now glitched the game where I can't move from the corner. Oh dear. Okay, we've got some nice feedback from the muzzle flash there. Changing weapons not on numbers, which is really weird. I can change the... Oh, that's nice. I can switch the gun from left to right, depending on what sort of corner I'm firing around. Yeah, okay. But we're going to have to come out because we need to reset. We got stuck. Maybe the graphics can pop in at the settings we just set. It's a broken mess right now. You've got to bear with. See what we can. We'll get it running smooth. Even if I have to drop to low settings to run a full game. Personal service record. What's that? A profile? Why is it taking so long? Right, matchmaking. See, Night Ops is PvP, PvE, PvP, but it's in darkness, and that sucks. It's so long to load a tab. Like, this is ridiculous. Again, remember game devs, they have like a lot of systems usually linked together. They have servers that run at super speed. They're able to like run their games maxed out when they build them. So I'm sure they have a great time with it. But when you hand it off to the general public, like myself, you are open to so many different systems at so many different power levels. I mean, I don't think I would actually upgrade from a 4070 right now. I'm building an AM5 system on the back end and it should be ready in about 3 weeks. But even that system only has a 6070 in it or whatever it is, you know. I think I've got it here. I keep showing it off, but it's not a flex. A 9060. 9060 is the biggest I would put in it for probably the next 4 years. Do you know what I mean? I'm really not fussed. And if games demand more than that, I feel like I'm not there to pay your bills. I've said this before. The game consumer shouldn't have to buy a system so that your game runs smooth. If you can't build a game in the back end that is solid and sweet, then you need to go back to 2000 and play some games there because they all run great. They're all got their own systems and engines, and you can see that from something like Left 4 Dead 2. Left 4 Dead 2 runs an amazing, and it's not just because it's old. That's the thing that people are getting confused with. The graphics hold up to today, and you can add those in with mods to make it look like a bit more of a modern game, but it doesn't tax your system the amount this does. You know, this is probably Unreal 5. It's not nice. I'm laying on the ground. I'm going through the ground. I'm getting stuck on corners. It's not a good flushed out game. I don't think this is going to do well in its state. If it gets released in Q1, you are already fucked. I'm sorry. This game is not going to do well. It's not anything to worry about, and it's almost like the fact that the theme of the game is not going to help them sell, because it's not something I think a lot of people actually want to buy. We like war games, but there is so many war games. I mean, how many war games on the top of your head can you think of right now? I'll give you a minute. I can think of like 10. So it's not so much the theme or the countries, it's just the fact that it's another bloody war game. and it's kind of not that good at the minute. You know, it's crashing. It's running 99 GPU. It's mental. And don't forget, my 4070's got 12 gig on it, so it's not even a sluggish one. Let me refresh real quick. You're welcome to add your comments. You know, like I say, the discussion is real with this one. We used to have a lot more in 2000s, but it cost lots of, hang on, with lots of cool stories, but Bungie made Myth. Bungie made Myth? I don't think I've ever played the Myth series, so I can't comment on that, bro. I'm guessing you liked Myth. It is hard to profit. Yeah, I mean, Bungie, what are they doing? I mean, I don't know. Marathon just didn't appeal to me at all. I just sort of looked at it and thought, I don't care if it runs smooth or good. I mean, I'd rather play this that runs well than I would play Marathon. You know what I mean? Because Marathon looks generic, looks boring, it looks overly colourful, it looks like a shit version of any sci-fi shooter you've ever played. I don't know what they were thinking with the go button. When they said go, this is ready for release. I have no idea. We can create a squad. I'm going to call it the Drunks. Again, look at the type. It just, oh, everything works so bad. Nothing feels smooth. Can you even see my mouse? You can't see my mouse. Join, go. I want to join this squad. I've clicked it like 4 times. There. I didn't want this to turn into a moany review, you know what I mean? Okay, I hit enter, which it asked for, and it's turned it into a fucking window mode. Oh, this is some balls. Enter to confirm. It keeps going window mode now. I can't click it. It won't let me click it. I'm pressing enter. What are you doing? It just keeps changing from window to full screen with enter. Yeah, this it's just ain't even worth fucking playing at this point. What are they doing? You didn't make a game, you made a pain in my ass. I can't get off this screen. We are stuck. We are stuck on a menu screen. Anyone know a solve for not being able to press enter to confirm? Shift enter? Again, it just keeps windowing my box. I could left tab or alt tab in. Ah, okay, so alt tab and in helps. Sweet. For some reason it's selected with enter the border, which I've never had happen before in any game. Okay, let's go. See if we can find some enemies. How am I going to sort of spot my enemies? I don't know what we're wearing. I don't know what they're wearing. There's no character select screen. There's no gear screen. Well, hello, man down. Is he down or is he just... What are you doing? He just ragdolls. That sounds so amazing, but I ain't seeing any jets in the air. Sound effects are amazing. Definitely feels, and I've just got a ringing in my ear as well now. That was nice. Nice touch. Not really sure where the enemies are, so. Okay, let me go in. I've got a proximity mic on, which I want to turn off. We've got graphics, we've got video, but there is no sound. Well, I can't turn the proximity off unless that's off and I have to hold a button to turn it on. Weird. See, like this shit, this is Unreal. I'm pretty sure this is built in Unreal. If I'm wrong, then I'm sorry. But look at the glitch that is happening on the gun now. You can look through the floor. You can go through trees. It's like shrubbery. Have you ever played Far Cry 2? Far Cry 2, you can set fire to trees. You can shoot them. They'll fall down. Chips fly off of them. They've got all of this mechanics happening. There's like bushes and you can go like full Arnold on it, right? Who's popping shots? You can go full Arnold on it and take down an entire forest. In Unreal 5, you just walk through stuff. I'm not sure my keys are working for me to get up off the floor. Come on, boy. There you go. Now I feel like I'm standing on someone's shoulders. I've been on the ground so long. I feel well high. Look. I'm assuming the enemy team will be this way. Okay, that snow does look good, but again, we just clip straight through it. But it has no real effect. Okay, I'm going to try and look at the teams. So it's just me and one other guy. Obviously, Playtest is going to have less people. There, we've got an abandoned building. Can we go through the window? No, apparently not. So there's no auto vault. What's this F about? Can I use this line? What is it talking? Hang on, let me get down. Okay. So I'm assuming this game runs on a capture the point system, and it is expecting more players, like a lot more players, because to run this game would be dead like without a healthy player base. This is a large map. And again, if I press M, I don't know, you can't see it, but my icon comes up rather than the map now. It just does, now it's going map. It's just like, it's doing what it feels like. Very buggy. Again, I didn't ask for that map and it's just now on my face. Go away. Oh, what is going on? I'm not pressing any of these buttons, by the way, guys. It's just popping up all over the place. Got no control of my actual screen because my hand keeps coming up, and to get rid of it I have to press M. You know what? It's like pulling teeth trying to play this game. Can't even press fucking, it's not even in line. That's what's happening. Unreal bollocks is what that is. Just all over Unreal Engine. Anything that's brand new on a playtest, I fucking dread playing. Okay, I'm going to go back in and try to reboot it, and we'll give it one more shot. Anything in Unreal Engine in the last 2 years, since Wukong, has sucked. Even Wukong looks like shit when you run it on like FSR or DLSS. It just doesn't work. They need to stop using Unreal Engine and go back and build their own engine. The only way they're going to have a healthy player base in gaming at all is to start building their own engines and take longer to build a game. And then, I mean, not being funny, most games can make over £1,000,000. Most games, you know, if they've put the effort in and people appreciate the gameplay, you will make £1,000,000. If you haven't got talent or skill, just stop making fucking games. I'm not saying these company or devs are like that, but I'm talking in general. You know, Marathon was an example. Highguard was an example. Stop making video games in engines that build it for you, because it's shit. The engine is shit, always has been shit since it came out. Everyone was blown away by the initial impression of Unreal 5 because they had some tech demos, right? I'd seen PS3 have a tech demo with like rubber ducks in a bath that blew my mind. For its time, it looks good. But the implementation by the companies and the engine itself not being solid just makes a mess when it gets released. I've seen so many games fail based on Unreal 5. It's not so much the game devs, it's not the idea of the game. It just sucks. Like, there's so many problems and glitches. Star Wars was one. You know, Star Wars came out, it looked okay, but it was a buggy mess. It was awful, and they didn't have the talent or skill behind it to fix those issues and make the game solid. And this is where we're ending up with today, where the game market's crashing a bit, where people are not investing money in anything that's AAA. It's not so much AAA, it's engine. It's what engine they're using. I would personally, on my level, I'm already starting to avoid Unreal Engine games because I just don't think, especially live service ones, I mean, that's just a killer all out there. You're dead in the water if you're doing a Unreal 5 live service game. And I don't know what happened because Unreal 4 is not like that. Unreal 4 made some really solid releases. Right, okay, let's go and let's try and do graphics. But it's still set to custom because we changed a few things. So low technically is medium and high. There is no low. So I can't make it run any better. Nor would I want to. I think it's going to look a pretty arse if I do. I think it's just an optimization issue. I don't think the game inherently is bad looking. I think just to get this to run smooth. What does that say? End. Okay, end. I like the rock tune in the background. Okay, go. Go. Just, do you know what I mean? You click go and it just doesn't go. Right. Auto, EU. You know what it is? The mouse is not centered. The mouse is not centered to the screen. And it's on full screen. Let me try borderless window. So that feels centered there. I'll try and fix this problem. Again, I shouldn't have to. Yeah, it's not. It's not centered to the actual... Like if I want to click EU, I can't because I have to move either up or down. It won't let me click EU. Oh, that's just so fucked. So fucked. Hello, video game 1980s. Welcome, my friend. That was a good year. 1980s was great. Good year for video games. Find a match. Enter works now. Weird. Oh, screaming me, baby. Screaming me. I'm running in borderless mode, and I've sort of messed with the settings a little bit more. But I don't think it's going to help. I think it's just too early, personally. It's a play test, and if they want my honest review, they're going to get it. But this game's way off from being finished. I would say 2027, late, the earliest summer, early, you know, Q3, not Q1. I think you're mad. You'd be failing before you started. I feel like the sales would be big, and then the refunds would be bigger. And the market for this game, if they're good, which they're not, I would say could be a quarter of what Battlefield done on a good day. So I don't think this game is not profitable. I just think in this state, you're going to have people hate you more than they're going to like you. And you don't want that, because that's why Marathon went wrong. People already hated that game before they released it. Okay, waiting for the load. It shouldn't be this hard to pick a team. You see this screen as well. If you hit auto, why doesn't it just auto without all of this? I hit auto team, I hit auto map. It should just do all of this. And then there is no create squad, join squad business. I can just literally drop somewhere as a squad because there's only one squad needed. I don't know how many fucking players they think they're going to get. It's just not going to happen for them. Look, I can't click the box to... join. E. Okay, I've joined E's goods. I like E, that works. The keys work, but the mouse is absolutely atrocious. Trying to hit go before it decides it doesn't want to. There's no deploying icon either to let you know you've hit it. It seems like the cursor's messed up. So you have a targeting system and then you have a hand. And the hand is like to grab stuff, but there's nothing to grab on the screen. So the hand, I think, is an in-game icon. And the plus I'm seeing is for menus, but they're not working together. I think you should just have one, just have the natural pointer. Again, there's no options to turn it off, right? So it's getting confused. I'm trying to click deploy and it's not deploying, but the hand will move the map around, you see? So it's just getting confused with its own pointer. You can't even design a fucking pointer that works. Why are they making video games? Jesus. I can't join a game. It's got very little of my patience left now. Have you guys tried this? If you have, let me know your experiences, because there's people playing it. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people online and they don't seem to be having the issue. Well, I assume they're not. This is some bullshit right here. I can't, there's no other button to confirm. If deploy had like F to deploy, then I could get through it. But I can't get through the screen. And I think it's because I put it in borderless mode. Absolutely fucking atrocious. You want some devs? Fix yourself. I've tried, that didn't work, so now I need to fix these people with their crusty ass fucking games. Tell them about themselves. That's what I do now. I just watched a woman walk across the road because I have my CCTV on. And she put dog shit in a bin, but she didn't have a dog. Where did she get the shit from? I'm gonna shit in my hand. Save myself some toilet flushes. Every little helps. Every little helps. That was the weirdest shit. Literally. Oh my day. People are strange, man. People are weird. It's hers. I reckon it is. You know the type. The little fat ones wearing the farmer's coat. Get in a hand and clap. Right, come on, man. Deftone Games. Does that mean they're not going to listen to feedback? As this game is broken and ass. Right, okay, let's go. I had better time in full screen, so we're going to have to hit that up. HDR is unavailable. VSync's on, frame limit's on. Where's the frames per second limit then? Oh, there. Yeah, 100 frames seems about right. I'm never going to hit that. Maybe drop it to 60. In fact, if I go just over 60, that should be plenty. I'm trying to wangle it, do you know what I mean? Extreme. You are taking a Mickey Mouse. You can't even get your game to work, bros. Lens flares, chrome, no, don't want any of that. Size scale, what does that even mean? Oh, of the lens flare, okay, I see. Sharpness, okay, let's turn the sharpness down and the intensity. Again, it's gone funny again. But I can't. If you can't even build a fucking menu, bros, I don't know what you're doing. Right, okay, last attempt. Seems to be running quicker, right? That boom, boom, boom. Again, the hand doesn't hit the button. We'll try enter, but it's only going to get us so far. A prime example is I played 2 playtests yesterday and both were absolutely spot on point. No graphical issues, no glitches, no nothing. This game comes out on a playtest and is an absolute bastard to run. Dirty. Filth. These people be filth. It's a shame because it was a game I had a lot to say and a lot to do, but it's just not worth my time. That's the problem. And if it's not worth my time, it's not worth your purchase. And if it's not worth your purchase, you're not going to wishlist it, you're not going to follow it. And the chances of us trusting a war-torn country to build a video game, I mean, we should have known better. Let's be fair, not being harsh, but you should know better that building a game at a AAA standard or even AA standard in a time of pressure and you know, conflict is just a bad move. Stalker was already being pre-built before that, you know what I mean? That's why that game survived. This is just painful to get into a game. Breathe. I think half of it is me over clicking, right? I'm getting frustrated, so I'm clicking something 4 times to make sure I hit it, and I don't think that's helping. But god damn. But if I've joined, why are we not going? Just give up. It just won't go. Okay, if I click that and it was to auto join, I could join, but I can't join because none of my interface is working. Nothing is lighting up. Nothing's letting me in. And as far as I'm concerned at this point, that's 3 crashes later, 3 cancels, 3 shutdowns, and I still cannot get into a fucking game. This is an atrocious mess. I think they got a fucking joke to release it on a playtest. And if they want my optimum feedback, it is go fuck yourself, stop doing what you're doing, and pick a different career because this is broken. If you release this in this state, and yes, the EU server could be miles away from me, so therefore it could be introducing lag. Yes, my system on a 4070 12 gig could be underpowered some fucking how. My drivers might not be up to date, which I know they are because I done them yesterday. And my CPU might only be running 30%, but it could be false reporting, but it's not. 32 gig of RAM on my system, and you're still talking about a game that runs like arse, looks like arse, clips like hell. It's worse than a PS1 game. If I lay anywhere near a surface, I go straight through it. I feel like I'm playing Tomb Raider on the PS1. This has nothing to offer other than some really cool visuals and some really cool sound effects. But what is the point? Because there is no one playing the fucking game on a playtest, which means there'll be no one playing the fucking game on release. And I am really sorry for being so harsh with it, but it does suck. This is the worst playtest I think I've ever had next to one that just crashes. One that just flat out will crash and not start. Drug Dealer Simulator 2, for instance. I couldn't play that at all because it just didn't fire up at all. Now, this game looked like it had potential. Don't buy into the screenshots. Don't buy into the Steam description. And don't buy into the hype that they're using 2 countries that are still fighting. Because, let's be fair, Iraq's been in the war since the dawn of time. And yet there is plenty of Iraqi games out there where they are the bad guys and the USA and the USS are, you know, taking them down, and it makes no difference to the gameplay whatsoever. You are just, I was just going to review it based on a gameplay perspective, and again, I can't actually score it because the game's not released, and I'm fairer than that. So I'm going to give it a chance to release, and then we'll come back and do a follow-up. But what a mess. This is an atrocious mess. I've seen very little gameplay. Everything loads way too slow. I'm using 99% of a GPU, which is a 4070 Ti with 16 gig RAM. I don't know where they've got the audacity to release a game this broken and unoptimized. And I think those who are able to play it are probably having a great time, but it's probably built for somewhere along the lines of your system, or you just have a Goliath of a system. Because for me, and I would say that the devs are probably playing that too. I mean, 270 people right now, probably at least, what, 30 of those are devs and friends. So I would say that a lot of it is overhype, over controversial topics I think they're using to get this game into people's face. I just wished it worked. I wished it worked. And even when it did work, it kind of felt like a shitty DayZ. So for me, it's just not one I would probably pick up, but I'm going to based on the fact that I was part of the playtest. I don't think it's actually a good game. I think they've got Q1. I think they should push it back to Q3 or at least next year and make sure that the game comes out fully optimized. Just the fact that I can shoot brick and snow and it does the same effect is lazy. I think they've just point and clicked a lot of stuff in the Unreal Engine and just said, yeah, we want a bit of that and a bit of this and a bit of that. It's not actually skill here. It's not like Stalker 2. Stalker 2 rolls out an update and it actually makes meaningful 9 times out of 10 changes to the gameplay, changes to the view distance, changes to the AI. These guys ain't going to be doing that. These guys are going to be rolling out the game, robbing your money, and then just shutting down after about 6 months or a year. I have no faith in this company whatsoever at the minute. And yeah, it's a playtest that was provided by Steam to test it, and I would say that Steam should be like wary of this company. I don't think it's going to be around. Deftone Games, let's see what they're responsible for, if they've ever done anything else in their life. Deftone Games. I'm curious. La 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 la. Deftone Games. Google doesn't even know much about them, to be honest. What's this game called? Glory of Heroes. Heroes. Ticket Center. Secure Deftone resale tickets. That's not it. Ah, here we go. Wishlist on Steam. So they have a website. It just says wishlist on Steam. That's all their website information. It's not a proper website. It's not a website that has a load of like development logs and things that they're doing and background photos. There is absolutely no fucking information on their website, which gives me even less confidence in their early access release for Q1. I will go through to Steam and just double check that information that I'm giving you, because they could have something I've missed, but I seriously doubt it. Right, Steam. You can see here the game's just cycling. Like, it's just cycling round and round and round. So, I mean, they haven't even optimized the fucking menu system or the user interface. So, early access, my balls. This is actually advertised for Q1 2026. And if this is the state of your game in industry releases at the minute, I mean, it's not, because it's not part of the, you know, American, Japanese, or any other company that we know and are used to. This is a Ukrainian company, and they just, I'm not got no sympathy for them. So if you look at Stalker, it was building a game that we all know and love already. It has an established franchise. I had sympathy because they were building something that we've been waiting for so many years, and then boom, a tragedy happened. So yeah, super sympathy. You built your game during a war and release it, trying to release it too early. To me, it just feels like a scummy cash grab. I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. I feel like it's a scummy cash grab, and it's sort of, if anything, it's even more scummy because they're pulling on the heartstrings of people to do with the situation they're in. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like this is a good game at all. It says a minimum, right? This is the minimum. 14 gigabyte RAM and a Ryzen 5 1600X. You ain't running this on no Ryzen 5 1600X. So maximum is a Ryzen 7 3700X. That's 2 or 3. I've got 5800X. So I'm like 2 or 3 higher than that. 8 core, 16 threads. My system's a beast, but this game is just atrocious. Right, I'm just going to find out who the company works. I went off on a little tangent now. That's the only game. Of course it is. I wasn't surprised. So it's the only game they've made. It's probably the last game they'll ever make. And personally, I can't recommend you do anything other than try to play test for yourself. Tell me what you think. Maybe you've got hardware that works better with the system. For me, it's just an absolute no-no. It's 99% of a 4070. You've got to be fucking mad. And if you're using that much resources to produce a menu screen, then I don't know what you're doing on the back end of your game, because it just does not work at all. Just clicking is just atrocious, you know, just getting things to work, and oh, pants. Sheer pants, boys. But we were there, we tried it. If people said if I played it, I'm going to say no. It wouldn't boot. It was too broken to even play. So that's unfortunate, because Glory of Heroes could have done something special. They could have had something. I wouldn't have again gave them the sympathy vote, but I would have at least gave them the opportunity to produce something in a very harsh climate. I would have given them that, but they haven't produced anything in a harsh climate. They've produced barely anything. It's just the gameplay I'm going by, not the actual fact I couldn't get much gameplay. I'm going by the gameplay I did see, you know, the bullet tags on the wall, the sound effects are the best bit about the game. I think they're using real recorded sound effects. If they're not, they're very close to. There's a lot of movies and stuff that use really good sound effects. You can go back and watch Platoon and get that war vibe and copy some of them sound effects and you'll be fine. So like, I think they're probably just doing a lot of it. There might be a small team too. Again, you don't shit on the people that are making it. You just shit on their skills. So the skills, I don't think, are there to produce a game that they're trying to advertise themselves as. They don't have the talent, or they just don't know how to build an engine. Because Unreal 5, you should, it's a playground, it's a sandbox. You should be able to build something that actually works. They haven't, so it means they have very little skills. They're probably young, you know, arrogant, immature attitudes to things. I just don't trust them, personally. And I'm too old to mess around or care about a broken mess. I'm now going to fire up Long Dark, a game that is not broken, and play that, which is the main feature of the day, boys. which is just going to put me in a mood to give this very positive reviews, of course, because it won't be broken. We have visited it before, but I don't think we gave it the time it deserved. Let's have a look. You get your picture. Up. Here we go. Now I'm unsure whether this runs on full screen or not. Yep, it's in full screen. Perfect. Hinterland. That's Hinterland Studios. Gosh. Right, okay. It was worth a look. Do you know what I mean? I give anything the benefit of the doubt at least once. Expansion. Do I have the expansion? Am I supposed to download that? I don't think so. We'll just go for survive. Right. Okay, window mode is going to be needed because it's going to cut out every time otherwise. There's no options on the option screen. Okay, first problem. I'll get to that in a minute. Right guys, thank you for joining me today. Today we are taking a very special look at The Long Dark, a survival game set in the cold and dark wilderness. I've actually been avoiding this one. This one's quite tough to get into and there is a lot to learn, but once you learn it and you repeat your death sequences over and over again, you can grind and learn a lot and get on with the game. So I've been playing it on Linux and it works fine. I run at about 120 frames, so it works really, really well. And that is ready for our new build, of course. So I'm looking forward to running this one a little bit more on the channel in the future. But they reached out, they gave us a couple of game codes to give away, and they said, you know, check our game out. So if you want a game code, make sure that you're joined on YouTube, i.e. a member, and then I can send you a game code on request. The Long Dark is a thoughtful exploration survival experience that challenges solo players to think for themselves as they explore expansive frozen wilderness and aftermath of a geomagnetic disaster. Okay, there's no zombies, only you, the cold, and all of the threats of Mother Nature. Not bad. It's not a bad write-up. It's got 38,000 positive reviews right now. It's by Hinterland Studios Inc. It features single player, Steam achievements, trading cards, Steam cloud saving, controller support, and of course it's deck verified, so you can have it on the Steam Deck or you can have it on Linux. Fill your boots. It's $8 in a sale right now over on the Steam sale, and it's also going to be included in the summer sale. Even though it's a winter game, it will be in the summer sale for around the same price. It's 50% off right now and all DLC included for $10. So I'm going to be judging it as that because this is the first playthrough I'm doing. I'm going to call that a $10 game. Now, it's recommended that you play grounded, fully loaded as a recommendation, or satisfactory as a crafting recommended underneath the Steam heading. It's an 8 gig RAM GTX 555, which I don't even know what that is, but it's old, and a 2.6 processor. So very easy to run. You can run it on a potato at medium to low settings, or if you want to zhuzh it up, get yourself a 3060 or above and run it on ultra settings. That all being said, I want to thank you for joining me today. I know your time is valuable and I'm thanking you for spending it with me. If you do know about the game, hints and tips are welcome, but no spoilers, please. And it's basically a survival game where you learn as you go, so I'm going to try and do my best. That all being said, peace out, look after yourselves, and let's go. Right, survival mode is the one. December update. Okay, cool beans. Options. Audio. I think it's quite an atmospheric game, so let's put the voice up. There we go. And we can have it quite loud, I think, because these are not going to be penetrating sounds, I wouldn't imagine. Visuals, quality, set to ultra. So everything's up. Okay, we don't need 16 times. That's ridiculous. And SOA. Trying to see what else we need. So texture streaming can go down to high. Post-processing high. TAA perfect. See, motion blur's off, you know. These companies are starting to learn, you know. Advanced. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, these are new. So I'm not going to mess with these because these are draw distances and I have no idea until we play how that's going to work out. We're running full screen. You can pick a display, which is awesome. Well done, devs, for that. We've got a frame rate cap, so we'll go in for like 90 frames to 100 frames, somewhere along that line. 75 seems to be the top. HUD, we'll go for large. And then we can all see it nice and clear. And that's about it. That's all the setup I need. There is accessibility options, which is cool. And we'll go in as a pilgrim. Let's go. We're going to have a random drop point because I don't know where's best to drop on the game yet. And we'll go as a male. And we'll call this Dream Team 1. Boom. So it's a sandbox survival, which means every time you play, something new is going to happen. You're going to have a different experience every time. It has a bunch of replayability. And like I say, it's not a game I'm new to, but it's a game that's new to the channel and something that I wanted to cover a long time ago. Never really got a chance to do. La, da, da, da. And there you go, we are in. See, this is how games should run. This is how things should be done. Right. Now the thing with this game is every surface matters, every height drop matters. If I drop from a rock, I'm probably going to break an ankle or at least sprain it. So you don't want to injure yourself before you even start in this game. You want to take your time. And I think the cabin is usually the first place you come across. We don't have a map as yet. Have a look in our inventory. So here's our bloke. You've got warm, rested, slacked. What's that? Slacked. Warm, rested, slacked, and full. These are your main ones. So it's body temperature. It's how I think you have like a mental state, right? So rested is how your mental state is, and slacked is your water consumption, so your fluids. And then full is your food. So it's food, water, mental state, and temperature. They're the 4 things that you're going to be looking after as you go. These are your clothes. You can wear up to 4 different torsos and 4 different leggings, 2 pairs of socks, gloves, boots or shoes, and headgear. So it's all pretty basic stuff. In our inventory, we have a bunch of stuff already, which I was unaware we were going to get. But most of it is equipped, by the way. Things with little triangles, they're all equipped, those items. And then we have our crafting menu, which is all of the food and tinder and bandages and all that good stuff. So I can pretty much crack in confidently and say that we should do okay. We're going to be playing for around 2 hours to see what we can achieve. Probably not a lot, but at least we may be able to survive. There's Chicky. Make sure there's no wildlife to eat me. Ooh. I've already found a backpack.
Where's the good stuff?
Yeah, give me the good stuff. Dog's best friend. I think I got dog chum. Yep, banged up dog food. And some lighter fluid, always good. And that's it. Okay, so far, just chilling. Has anybody played Slay the Spire? It's a game that seems to be popping off right now, and I've never in my wildest dreams thought of playing a game like that. Slay the Spire 1 is about $1.99 on Steam sale. I'm thinking about picking it up. If you guys have played it, let me know what you thought of it. Okay, what's this over here? We've got some sort of structure, have we? Okay, well, someone built a fence. The radio tower at the top of that as well. Stick to the path. It's weird not having a map. It's actually really nerve-wracking not having a map. You can hear a wolf. Oh, there he goes. Is that him? Is the game loud enough on the running? Or would you like it louder? At least it's not raining or snowstorming. What's that over there? Okay, I've got eyes on a little crap shack. There's also this. It's really weird to start with no story, isn't it? You can hear it? Okay. It's basically just this man heavy breathing. Yeah, this looks like good looting areas. There's at least 3 little shacks there. Things I need to worry about are my temperature is dropping. Means it's getting colder, of course. What are these? Oh, they're buoys. Okay. This is cool. So this frozen lake literally has some path here that goes to the shed that's no longer there. Myself a book. Eventually the source of knowledge. A source of knowledge for now. Something to burn. Right. Okay, we've got a nice stove. Maybe we can use that. Ooh. Okay, that's good. Search cupboard. Bit of charcoal, bit of spray paint, bit of wood. It's weird, you can open the drawer but you have to hold it to search. Nuts and stuff. Sounds like my kind of candy. I'm gonna have that one. This is a nice calm game. I like this. Keep going to press jump, but jump is not jump. So how do we jump? Do we have a jump? I don't think we do. We'll have to check these buttons, boys. Controls, here we go. Do we have a jump? Gamepad's enabled. No config of buttons, that's weird. Key bindings, here we go. Crouch, sprint, interact. I don't see a jump. Ooh, okay, that's really weird. We got no jump. That'd be a bit of a nightmare if you're running away from it, like an enemy or a wolf or something, and you get stuck. Okay, this is definitely going to be the hold up for the night. Radio's dead.
This'll come in handy.
New pair of jeans. Fireplace. Don't want to start a fire just yet, maybe tonight. What else we got? Sewing kit. Hair hatchet to break it down. Ooh. Yeah, we've got some reclaimed wood there.
That'll come in handy.
Matches, always good. Bed. Ah, so that's how we get our sanity back. So by sleeping for X amount of hours, we actually burn calories as well, so we're going to lose some weight. Doesn't tell you how much of your mind you get back from that. Pass the time as well. That actually doubles the calories burned. Interesting.
Hope nobody needs this
A
anymore.
new mechanic for a classic system. And a tried and true genre, really. I mean, the survival game is pretty much, what was that, 2024's big thing. I think 2025 was first person shooters. Who knows what the future will hold. I'm looking forward to beat 'em ups that have roguelike elements so that you can keep redoing the beat 'em up. So imagine like Streets of Rage, but with like you start off really weak and then you have to like go to the gym, just bust up some cars, go beat some guys up, solve some crimes, and then you can go like even further through the stages because you're now leveled up. Something like that that keeps you going round and round and round, but in an entertaining way. You know, you can only use certain weapons when you get to a certain sort of level, or you've unlocked a certain ability set. That sort of instruments, you know, all of the quality stuff from roguelikes, but with none of the faff. Big pixel art. I'd love that. That would do me perfect. It's retro, but it's modern. You know, it has all these cool systems thrown into something we know and love already. Maybe it exists and I haven't found it. Right, so this place is on shutdown. It's not getting in that one. So this is definitely going to be the crib. Just got to remember where it is. Take some sort of knowledge from it. Go to backpack. So where are them books? Let's have a look. So this book, eventually a source of knowledge. So it says eventually, but not now. Maybe we can't use it yet. We wear 2 pairs of jeans. Oh, you can. That's cool. Okay. That's nice. I like the way it runs through your shoes like that. And it gives you different warmth from like these boots. They're going to keep us warmer. Look. But you get -3 on your sprint because they're obviously heavy. But if you go for trainers, you're equal to your normal sprint. Oh, I'm going to go for coldness, isn't it? I'm not planning to fight anything anytime soon. And if I do, I'll just switch out my boots real quick. So we could do with some more tops, maybe a coat. We're actually just in a hoodie right now. What in the world is that? Oh, that's cool. It's like a deer. We need to craft, I reckon. Let's make a weapon. An arrow. What else we got? Arrowhead, bullets. We're not going to be making any bullets. Well, I guess this is the best one. Arrow shaft. And then you have to make the head as well. Bro, this goes in depth. Nice bear skin coat. Okay. How do we start? Like, what is the start? I know it's casual. I know it's sandbox. But what is the main goal of this? Like, how are we going to get going? We getting this one? No, that one's locked too. Can't pick any of these up. Can we take these rocks? Yeah. Oh, it's coal. Why am I picking coal up? Maybe make an arrowhead? Hey, got a stick. I like the way we're leaving footprints behind us. That's pretty unique. Gosh. That's cool. Right. Can we create anything from that? We can make some tinder from the stick we picked up, which we burn later on. So let's go craft. Very basic crafting screen there, boys. Barely anything in the crafting screen. La, da, 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 da. Right, so I now need to sleep already. Let's go for a 5-hour sleep. It's weird because you can't see my stats and I don't think there's a way of moving them around the screen. but there's no user interface interactive, and they're all behind my back. So you're gonna have to trust me when I say I'm now as warm as I can be. My mind is fully restored, and I'm about half water and half food. So we won't worry about that too early. Curtains. We can pull down the curtains. Do we want to do that? I think the curtains are probably keeping some cold in, surely. Cold out, surely. Go explore. Let's find some more sticks and stones. Oh, look at that. Okay, we've got real time. Yeah, that's nice. And it's like watercolors, the way they've done it. Really pretty. Can't interact with the long grass. My first thing will be to make a hatchet, I reckon, to cut some trees down. Have a look. So we've got... Where's me hatchet, Harry? Survival bow, that's going to be a must. Maple sapling, cured gut. What the hell? Okay. Snare. That's not too hard to make. We need a workbench, which is inside, and a cured gut. We're going to have to kill an animal, which means we're going to have to require some sort of tool. What's that? A line? Is that to catch an animal, possibly? Oh no, fishing. Okay, swear. That was... Ah, there you go. Improvised knife. So cloth, forge, knife, heavy hammer. Okay, so they really are pushing the realism in this. The fact I need a heavy hammer to make a arrowhead is a bit realistic. Fire. Can't see. Oh, here we go. Improvised hatchet. So again, it's the forge, which is in the little shed. Heavy hammer, which for some reason I can't seem to find. Maybe we have to find one. Okay. We'll head out and explore a bit further. Again, with no map, there's no way to like ping your area. So you kind of, until you get a map, I think you're stuck with what you've got as your own memory. Let's have a stick. Bosh. Hey, nice. Really annoying. I keep pressing M and hoping there's a map. Okay, I found a car. These boots do not help me move. They are keeping me warm, so swings and roundabouts. What's in the box? No way, just a book. Come on, sons. There's no way this thing starts. Axle. Oh, yes. Okay, heavy duty made to cut through metal. Damn. Okay, we can remove the battery. I'm assuming this thing don't start. Let's give it a go. I like this. This is really realistic. But yeah, it's not going to even let me interact. The battery is mine. That's 100 kgs, which is going to weigh us down a bit. So we might take that and dump that at the what is it, a cabin? I guess it's a cabin, right? I shall call it the cabin. So far so good. We're not dealing with any major weather. We're not dealing with any predators or animals. very dark in here. So, do we have storage? See this battery here. If I press drop. Battery on the floor? I can't even see it. That's so dark. I think I dropped it. It's so dark inside the cabin, I can't even see the battery I put down. But we are definitely running faster, so let's roll. I think it's clever because it's not letting you go too far from your safe space, because you only have really about 2 hours exploring at the beginning before you get too cold and hungry and everything. So needing to sleep is obviously going to warm you up as well. It's quite a nice cabin to start. I don't know if we got lucky with that or not. I wonder if there's an upgrade system, like the more you run, the more stamina you gain, you know? There's not actually a hint towards any sort of upgrade system from what I can see in the menu. And we'll double check that. I've got no afflictions. Yeah, so I mean it's pretty chill. I remember where we came from, which is my left. Now bear in mind this is just day one, right? This is day one, part one. So we are in no real hurry to discover everything in the area. But it does seem like the day and the time of day is only about 3 hours long. That might get longer as we go. I'm going to probably go back when I'm a quarter insanity, because then I can go to bed, warm up, come out fresh next day, because I don't want to be around at night, that's for sure, out here. Okay, we've got a bunch of cars. This is looking very promising. This reminds me of Humanity Z, where you'd have to go out and loot cars and then go back to base, rebuild your base up. It seems very much in that vein.
Use this.
I got myself a flare. Probably another battery to steal as well. Or not. Wow, okay, you can get in the back as well. I'm going to watch my cold. My cold actually stays steady when I'm in here, so it's still cold in here, but it's not awful. I'm going to eat that. I wish there was animations. DayZ even tries to get animations in. Daisy's grape soda. Nom noms. Ooh, fleece mittens.
This stuff will come in handy.
And a bullet. Revolver cartridge, to be fair. Hey, that's nice. That's it, we're getting there. Let's get the mittens attached. I think we can wear 2 pairs of mittens. Okay, so these ones are actually rubbish because they've all got like stitches and stuff, so we could actually tear those up. can repair them, or we can harvest. This is nice. It's calm, relaxing. With a controller on a couch in the evening, you could really get into this. Okay, so we now can make a torch, and we can make tinder, and we can make a bandage. Let's have a look what we've got. So we do have bandages. Do we have a torch? I don't think so. We do have a flare though. So if it got really dark and we got stuck, we possibly won't need to make the torch. I like this system. So the top tier gives you all of the stuff you can make at the time you can make it. And then you can go in and look at the various ones by themselves. But the fact it's showing me them all is making my life a bit easier to figure out what I actually want to make. I'm going to make the torch because why not? We have fuel to light it if we need it, in case we get stuck without being able to go home. You can see here it's starting to, the moon's starting to come. Ooh. Yes, my man's got a scarf. I don't think we have one of those. Where does that go then? Torso? No. Oh, it's there. Okay, we do have a scarf, but it's not as good. This one is... Oh, how does that even work? So it's plus 0.3 degrees. This one's plus 6, but it's 69 resistant. That's condition. Okay, so it's actually worse. Okay, we're going to sacrifice that as well then. I'm learning, we're getting there. It's weird because it looks like it has more cold resistance, but it's actually just in better condition or worse condition. There you go, sweet.
Is it food or?
Yeah, it's chips, bro. The voiceover's nice. He doesn't speak too often, and when he does speak, it's very quick and short. Beef jerky? Right, now I can't see a damn thing, so we're going to have to equip the old torch we made. Where's that? What category would that be in? Weapons? Torch, 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 torch. Here it is. Use. How do we light it? Use matches. Light. All of this is being done with the mouse, so I'm pretty sure the controller support for this game will be pretty solid. I'm going to head back because we are cold and we are starting to get a little bit mental. We're about halfway there. I do want to check the glove compartment on this car real quick. I don't think we did before.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
Oh, we've got some more gloves too. Nice. I think we live over here. I say think because we haven't got a map.
Some place to escape this cold.
It's definitely dropping temperature now. This is an interesting game for under $10 as well with all DLC. That is a bargain of a price for something that's as well done as this. It's calm, it's mechanically sound, sound effects are good, it's intriguing. You know, as a first player going in today, I'm feeling very intrigued by it. Be interested to see where this particular life leads. Probably death, I would imagine. There we go, boom. So can we put this out then? No, don't throw it. No! I thought the right button would put it out. Now it's like under my bed. I mean, it's really cool to light, isn't it? But it's now under my bed. You're going to catch fire to my ass. 6 hours sleep. It's safe to say that that torch is gone for good, isn't it? You have survived for 17 hours and 25 minutes, which is literally about an hour of gameplay, if that. Let's pop a flare. Jeez. Okay, that's cool. Don't really know what the point in it is, but it's cool. And there's my battery I dropped. We definitely still have it. Which means anything you gather that's heavy, you can just bring it back to your base and drop it off there. I'm a little bit desperate for juice right now. We need to find some water of some sort. The wind is really up. Weather effects are really nice. The atmosphere is great. You can see it here, like blowing things, you know, although they don't look great, they definitely are fitting the visual theme of the game. And the grass, as you can see, is going like a mental right now. Combined with the sound effects, absolutely amazing experience so far. But you have to like calm games and you have to like survival games, and this is where a lot of people, they don't really stray away from that Call of Duty, FIFA, GTA sort of mindset. You know, they're not experiencing these games. I threw my old flare over the edge. Don't fall, don't fall. Oh, you bugger. And now we've got minor bruising, sprained ankle, all sorts of badness. He's going to start whinging now, isn't he? Ooh, what's that? You know what? Going out of my place and just going in any direction leads me to something new. It could be someone home. That's cool. So we've got 3 sticks and then it drops a stick. So it's actually worth breaking these down. Ah, so it's like under the bridge. It looked like a building from a distance. Alright, dude, calm down. Okay, that's lunch. If we can catch a rabbit. Have a look what we've got. So we've got a fish hook, we've got, that looks like a portable bedroll. Go into there. Now I'm going to make a bandage because I think that will fix our leg. Nice. We'll make some tinder because we're going to make a fire later. And we're going to go... close what we've got here. So we've got a spare pair of mittens. Are they better than the ones we've got? Windproof. They're better at windproof but not as good at cold. I think I'm just going to break those down as well. Nice.
Too cold to think.
You can gather leather from trainers. That makes sense. What else do we have? So I'm wearing those. Got the boots on. I think I'll keep these for now. Let's use a bandage on my right foot. That should cure both of these, I think. Sprained ankle's gone. My left foot also, and again we fell from such a small height. Did we fix it or not? Okay, that one did. Nice. We're back to 0. But we are super cold right now, which is now draining my health, which isn't great. We're going to try and get back home. Climb into bed and have a nice little rest, I would imagine. Had a hard day. We fell off a rock. That's all we achieved. No gathering, no looting. Do we have any drink? Dog food. How are they starting us with no water?
Need a drink.
Okay, I don't know how to solve that problem. This is very bad news for us on day, what, 17 hours in? Not even a full day. So we're right there. Let's get in the warm. Hey. Well, we're actually going to get oofed. I'm trying to find my bed in the dark. Oh, there it is. 6 hours should do it. The first of many. You survived a single day. Oh, wow. My pain is healed. I didn't know we could heal. So maybe our ankle sprain would actually go away if we just went to bed. But that's not guaranteed. We now need a drink. Is there any water around here? Anything I haven't looted?
Could end up being useful.
Ooh, couple bucks. Break it down. Thinking fish on the wall. Fireplace. We're actually warm enough right now. Look at all this stuff we missed because we just couldn't see it. Beans, metal pail. Break it down. Oh, that noise. That was horrible. Now we've got some scrap metal. A stack of papers. Useless, but makes good tinder. Fair enough. I'm assuming this trunk is our storage. Yeah, look. So we can put like the fire lighters in there. All my health. Well, I don't know because we might get attacked while we're out. Got a bedroll. What else we got? Charcoal, that can go in now. But then does it? I don't know if it's going to reach into here and do crafting for us. Or if we've got to carry it. Probably not going to do anything with a fish hook right now. Lever. Dog chum that can go over there. Ooh, I found water. Okay, let's drink that. Must have missed it. And we've also got beans. Let's go with cold beans. That's minging. Still going, he's still going. He loves the beans. Okay, now we're back to our usual self. But my health hasn't gone up though, so maybe we need to just try and sleep for a bit longer and see if it actually makes a difference. No, my health does not restore. Okie doke, that's worrying. Look at this blizzard, I ain't going out in that. I'm going to stay home, put the fire on and put my feet up. What are they talking? Blizzard's mad. We do now have a saw so we can like break metal. Maybe we can find some metal to deconstruct. Need a hatchet to break that. Metal barrels apparently don't count. Yeah, I can't even see the shed. Do you remember the shed that was out there? I can't even see it. That's mad. Like, this would be a good time to like craft, but I have no resources that can do that. Oh, let's have a look. Recycled can. Use. Water and cooking food. La, da, 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 da. Oh, you can just put it places. Okay, we won't use that. Anything else I've missed? Stack of papers anywhere? Okay, let's do that. So converting the paper is actually slower than converting the sticks, which is why that comes up. So it's a small plug, which is the same as this one. There's no difference other than the material used. And then we can make another torch. Nice. Again, tinder plug's about all you can make from sticks anyway. So that and another torch if I wanted it. What are these? Location discovered. World explored 2%. Bros. 2%. There's a lot of game here for $10. And here's our skill tree as I was talking about earlier. So basic harvesting skills. You have to lay person's understanding. So it's carcass harvesting, cooking, base cooking skills. So it's not like a tutorial. I thought maybe we could double click it and it'll actually tell us what to do. It doesn't seem to work like that. Seems like the more you do something, they go up, but there's no stamina, there's no health gains, there's nothing to give you more resilience. It's all skills that you'll use, like rifle, archery, you know, mending materials. You get 50% chance of successful repairs. The fire starter gives you 40% chance of making more fires without them burning out and wasting resources. Kind of cool. I like the way they're doing it, but I would rather have like my stamina goes down slower, my health drains slower, I'm more resilient to the cold because I've been living in it for a bit. I don't know if that happens, but in here it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. I do like the fact we've got so many stats. You can definitely keep an eye on everything that's going on with yourself. And you can make notes as well. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool game. I'm not going to lie. I'm impressed. Let's go with the torch. There it is. Use. Light it. Nice. That's obviously pitch black out there. Let's see if the storm's cleared. It's gotten better. And in realistic weather effects are probably what's selling the game to me right now. Oh, it blows out. What? Maybe the game's too real. It blows out. Ah, okay, so I'm going to go bed then. Chair. I'm going to hit the bed. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I'm working on a rotation of 6. If the storm's there 6 hours later, it won't be. Yeah, it's still pitch black though. Where's that torch gone? Harvest? No, I don't want to harvest it. I want to use it. Boom. Why is it always dark? That's 6 hours later. Not a flare though. Can we light this? Start the fire. Okay, we'll come back to that. Chuggy bar.
Is it food or?
Funny how you find things that I've been in it like 2-3 times and I'm still finding stuff in the shack. There's a lot to do with firearms and I'm still yet to find.
Nobody needs this anymore.
This one's empty. I'm still yet to find the firearm. It's not like hanging on the wall anywhere. Yeah, it's a calmer night. Can we get away with it without the torch going out? I think we can. Well, I think we was on the right path when we found all the cars. So I'm going to go back and follow that road. I can't remember if we searched this one or not. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything in there. Okay, this one's new.
I could use this.
Why does he keep putting it out? I'm not trying to put it out, I'm trying to search. A little bit of an issue because it's the same buttons. There's no food or drink in here. Another scarf, always good. Right, so now we're actually progressing to where we was. This looks pretty cool. Put a sleeping bag in there, go bed. Imagine, right, you go in there, you put a sleeping bag down, you start a fire, and then you can just stay in there overnight.
I might have to drop some gear.
Meh, give me that. I think we've got to get in the back to get the item that's in between the seats. Perfect. Now I'm going to drop the battery. And then we'll come back for that on the way. I don't see anything down there. There is a bridge. It looks like it's worth going on. There, we found some sort of camp. Put that out because there was wolves out there. And I do not want them seeing me. Bandage, nice. Okay, that was a good find. Bunch of wood that we could break down if we had a hatchet. That's really useful for like fires and stuff, keep us going. More wood. There's wood for days. We open these? No. Wolves are scared of flares. That was a nice little hint they wrote on the side of that. Lorry. Hey, what up, Phil? How you doing, my friend? Get in there. Nope. Oh, we got a dude down. Yeah, I mean, I'm not messing with no wolves right now. Okay, this place looks pretty toasty. This could be my new digs, look.
Could end up being useful.
Hey, cool beans. How's things, my friends? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, table, basic stuff. We found a book. Found 3 books. What else we got going on here? They've got a fridge. Please have a drink in there, bro. There's nothing in there. Broom. Have a coffee.
If this is any good to eat.
Condensed milk. Hell yeah. Is that water or is that food? Condensed milk sounds like water, but or fluid. I don't know. It said eating. It gave me both. Condensed milk is proud. How's the Pug Daddy? It looks cozy. Yeah, it's a nice place. I'm liking it. There's 4 beds that I can have friends around for tea. Not that anybody else would be here. There you go. Grape soda. It's all about the drink. Right, I'm being nosy. I've got my CCTV on. I'm just popping up and down on the neighbours. Right, okay, that seems to be all there is. But if I've learned anything by this game, it never is. Never is. There's always something to search. Ooh, flashlight. Nice. Bubble box, we can break it down. Now let me just let Phil's convo through. Have you just woke up then, boys? This morning for you? Like, what time you got? Crumpets and tea? I ain't that lucky. It's a survival game. We're barely getting what we need. Speaking of which, I need to relight my fire. Did it burn out? Oh man, the torch has a lifespan. That's some bullshit. Oh, okay. We're gonna have to make another one. What's this one? Improvised head wrap. Is that going to give me? So what is that? That's my okay. +1, 0.5, and 100%. Obviously, because we're going to make it. Let's check this out. So +1 and 0.5. Go to our clothes. Go to our head wrap. And you can see here that's 0.4 and 0. So it's actually better to make a head wrap. So I'm probably going to make that and then switch them out. Improvise head wrap. Requires light to craft. Oh, because I'm in the dark, I can't craft it. That's mental. What if that uses my resources to then craft it? I'll be mad. I've got to light the torch. I got to equip the torch. Oh, I got to light the torch. Oh, here we go. Okay, I've got matches, isn't it? Woomph, there it is. And then we have to go to crafting. This game goes in depth, boys. Do myself a head wrap. Then we're going to plonk that on my bonds. Yeah, so the head wrap gives me more pluses than minus. It's not very good against water, and it's not very protective against damage. But that don't matter because we're just wanting it to stay warm. I'm going to wear that one. My man looks very unhappy. And then he's got this over the top, which we could actually go with this wrap around, but it's not got as much lifespan as the cap. I want to get the cap, get the most use out of the cap. Do you know what I mean? And then we'll break down this one because we don't need it. We can repair it, but it's pointless. Wings, that's it. Oh, you missed a good one earlier, Phil. You missed a good one. We played a play test and it was a complete kabockle. It was a complete shit show. You missed it, bro. I was mad. I was mad. It was Unreal 5 madness again. Let's go with... Right, I think we're good to leave now. I don't think there's anything else we can salvage or do, but this is definitely a place I want to revisit.
This stuff will come in handy.
Ooh, nice pair of boots. Again, how do we make a hatchet? That seems imperative that we make one. Hook, improvised hatchet. Here we go. So I need a forge and a hammer. Where the hell am I going to get a hammer from? Hammer time. Revisit me, motherfuckers. Dude, I had the best retro night of my life last night. I literally sat around playing Xbox 360 style games, but on the PC. So Lord of the Rings blew me away from 2000. I think it was around 2000, maybe 2001. I played, I can actually bring them up because they're on Steam, of course. I'll tell you what I played. You might remember some of them. I was up to about 1:30. I shouldn't have been, you know. I should have been getting some sleep, but you know me. So let's de-tick that. Okay, so I played Red Faction. I played Sinmora. I played Tom Clancy's Hawks. I played Dark Sector. Lord of the Rings, War of the North. Absolutely killer game. Bringing it to stream very soon. I played War Robots. That was pretty sick. That's not a retro, but it's, you know, a nice game that I haven't played yet. And I played Transformers, War of Cybertron. All of those games run on Linux perfectly, and all of them had maxed out ultra settings, and all of them played flawlessly. And it was just a joy. Everything I fired up just worked, and everything that I was playing I had a good time with. But I played like 10-20 minutes, and I was like, yep, that's one. Put that in the stream pile. Don't forget to also play this. I would if I could. I would if I could, but I can't. So, what's in the toilet? Not a lot. Okay. This is where we just came from. This was the direction we were heading, I think. Ooh, metal. Some pallets there. There's no food on there, is there? Nope. I got a vehicle. I got a man down.
Hope nobody needs this.
Yes, my man's got a jacket. Bring that shit. You know, it's sad and all that, but still. I'm aware of it. Now I've got a jacket and a hoodie on. That should give us more warmth for investigating. I love the way it actually changes my appearance. Dead's dead, baby. Dead's dead. I'll pulp my fiction. I don't know where I was going with that. What's in the back? Okay, we'll check the back seats. Then we'll check the bonnet, or the hood, as you guys call it in America. In the sardines? Hell yeah. This man's got sardines for days. And a broom. That is a weird combo. Okay, the weather's kicking up, so I'm just going to stay in the car and keep warm, innit? Can we repair it then? No, you can't repair the torch, and it does eventually burn out, so you have to harvest it and then build another torch with the rest of the resources. There's always a cost to me, which kind of sucks. If I can do it in the car though and stay warm, I'm happy with that. This is the longest we've been out of the house and I haven't worried. I'm not actually panicked about getting in trouble here. And this one, I'm going to go use. Woomph. I said let there be light. And there wasn't any light. Why is it not working? Because it's too windy. I'm inside. Too windy to light. God damn it. Trying to find some shelter. Ah, here we go. Oh, apparently the wind is too much. Woomph, there it is. Is that a crowbar? Yes.
I think I can use this.
A pry bar. I love the fact they've modelled all of this. The only thing I will say is when you use items, it'd be better to actually see the item being used, of course, rather than just the bar that goes round. That's the only complaint I have with this game at the moment. Searching's fine. You can kind of get away with it. You don't need an animation for that, right? This, you know, like, why is he not getting in there? Giving it some.
Can't feel my feet.
I can't feel my feet. Oh, my torch ain't gone out again, bros. It's going to cost me a fortune in lighter fluid. I'm going to go with a flare.
I could use this.
Thermos flask. Got to be more around here, right?
Could end up
My
being
man's
useful.
socks. Ooh, okay, that was sudden death if I wasn't careful. Hello. Okay, we need lockpicking skills. There's no jump in this game, guys. Like, that's really weird. Yeah, we've got a bin. toolbox.
Damn, I'm freezing.
Damn. Okay, so that looks pretty empty as well. Again, these are just derelict old places where people used to be. You're getting like little scraps, nothing too exciting.
This'll come in handy.
It's annoying how cars don't keep you warm. You'd think you'd be able to like just go to bed in the back of it. No door there. Might get hypothermia if I'm not careful.
Hope I can still eat this.
A Zap bar, that's awesome. Let's have some peaches. And before Phil says it, I can eat a peach for hours. Oh, so my birds, I said I think I mentioned they had an egg. It's not just one egg they've had. They've now laid 3. I don't know when they're going to stop. They need to stop because I ain't feeding the fucking 5,000. Do you know what I mean? They need to need to relax on the Barry White. Okay, well this is now warming me up, so this is a better place to be. I think I'm going to go to bed for a bit. Maybe daylight comes as we're asleep. I'm overly impressed with this. I'm not like, it's not hype. I'm not like super excited for it, but it's calm enough and there's enough pressure against you and the elements to make the risk and reward. And I feel like, oh, you can make that your house? Okay, sweet. Destroying will cost, I don't want to destroy it. What happened now? Then I could, ooh, okay. I didn't know this was a mechanic. Apparently I can just destroy everything, can I? Take it or break it? Break it. Destroy. It burns 10 calories to waste my time breaking it, which obviously makes us hungry. That's quite interesting though. You can go around and like look at random objects like a kettle and say, I don't like the look of that kettle. So what was that? Why? Okay, that's a new mechanic I've learned. What's the sound? Yeah, it's a calm game. It's relaxing, and I feel like it's good enough looking to warrant its existence in the fact that it's in an oversaturated market. But it was one of the sort of mid-tier survival games to come out. It wasn't the pioneers, but it was definitely there, and it's doing enough to like stand out. And I think I'd play this generally myself. Quite an interesting game. Yeah, no map. What's this world? Okay, we do have a world map, but not a region. This was the car we was held up on. Trying to get my bearings where we are. Yeah, that's one where the guy got oofed. Lots of sardines. So from here, it looks like we have to go up and over. I do wonder if they've actually played this to death, the devs, and worked out exactly like, because that is a big map, whether you can survive in each place. But they put an X amount of food and X amount of resources that you're going to need. and like they've play tested it to the point where they know you will survive if you're clever, because it does feel like any mistakes I make are my mistakes. Okay, so we came in from this direction. We're going to head back this way. It was okay, this place. I mean, we've got some resources, nothing too amazing. I ended up with a crowbar, which was nice. That looks like a Canadian flag, if I'm not mistaken. You enjoying this one? Is it popcorn time, is it, Phil? Tomorrow will be a bit more hype because we have... we've got an anime game with cutesy little girls with superpowers and weapons. And then I think there's another playtest after called Grind 2, which is a retro 2D Castlevania-esque game. So you might like that one. I think it's blood and guts and craziness. Thoughts on Canadian bacon? Well, I mean, all American bacon shit, let's be fair. But Canadian bacon, if I had to, you know, choose it between UK, obviously not. But if I had no other bacon, streaky shit will do. You know, it's fine. I can't say I've ever seen Canadian bacon. I mean, as far as I'm aware, just all American bacon sucks. Oh, you better run. That wolf's actually scared of me for some reason. Which is, I guess, a bit more natural. I love your passion about bacon. I've got passion about everything, bro. I've got passion for cheese. I've got passion for video games. I've got passion for movies. You know, you just have to, you know what hairs to pluck. Pluck the right hair and you'll get that reaction. That's just how it is. Honesty is the best policy, you know. And I don't like your fucking bacon. It's as simple as that. You show me bacon that looks better. I've shown you my bacon. You know, I proved my point. I've shown you my steak, I think. You've seen my meats. Now show me yours. Welcome to the party, pal. Canadian bacon is more just like sliced ham. Well, I mean, I don't know because I haven't, you know, been there or sampled it for myself, but I've never even seen a picture or anyone talk about Canadian. You're the only person who's ever said Canadian bacon.
Too much stuff to carry.
When you eat it, does it go, eh? The only thing I really know about Canada is pregnant women are legally allowed to wear sidearms, you know, like cowboys, to protect them and their baby, apparently. And I might be wrong here, of course, but this is all I know about Canada. They have their own rap groups that seem to be thinking they're on par with American rap groups. Not a thing. Drake, not a thing. Their bacon's as shitty as the Americans, and although they're Canadian and American, they seem to be the same people, but you're not the same people. It's kind of like the Irish and the UK and the Scottish and the, you know, say that to an Irish person, it'll probably lynch me. But, you know, the border divides don't really divide, if that makes sense. You got the same shops, the same things, you do the same stuff, you go to the same places, you have the same opinions. You just either pronounce it one way or another. Hey, buddy. Terence and Philip is about the only other thing I have to reference kind of Canada. And that sounds really ignorant, but I just don't care. Do you know what I mean? I don't live there, so I don't care. I'm sending you some American bacon and you have to eat it on stream. I can eat it. Yeah, I could do that. My bacon in the UK, I mean, we have medallion bacon. It's that big round bit of bacon. You can cut the fat off and still have a juicy bit of bacon. You guys seem to have this like weird streak. I don't even know what pigs. You must have some fat ass pigs. I don't know what's going on with your animals out there. I mean, they're not free range or whatever. They're going to be battery hen pigs. I don't get it. Where that bait? I mean, it's like you just slice off pieces and don't even understand what you're doing. You know, certain parts of a pig and a cow, they bring certain types of meats, and we're a farming culture by nature. So I think over the years we learned and traded with you guys. You're going back right to medieval days, right? We traded and brought stuff to you guys, and you brought stuff to us. Same with India and other countries. You know, we traded, and I think we gave you shit bacon. And unfortunately, I don't think your country knows what real bacon is until you've actually had it and sampled it. And you can't just come like to the UK and go to a greasy spoon and get good bacon. You have to meet somebody who's a native and have them cook you good bacon. The same way I wouldn't eat a steak in like a Weatherspoon's pub. I would have a steak at home that I bought and picked because I know I'm getting a decent, you know, sirloin steak. I'm not buying some rump off of a bloody ball somewhere, you know, for twice the price because I'm eating out. It's bullshit. Our pigs are printed in a printer. 3D printed pigs. Yeah, I can imagine that. I've seen your cheese. I've seen your plastic cheese. I know that you eat synthetic food. I don't know what that's all about. That shit's not food, bro. I probably come across really offensive to some people, but then other people I come across really chill. It's like, you know, exactly, that's it. Again, I don't know the ins and outs of very much, but what I do know is what I like, and what I see. If I don't like it, I can, you know, give you that opinion. But it's not an opinion I would value. Like, you know, make your own mind up. Just being honest. Well, yeah, that's it. I try. I try. I don't want to offend anyone, so I'm not as honest as I could be. But if I was as honest as I could be, I'll probably be wrong, more wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I try and just sort of skim the surface of stuff. Right. It's all going well. It's going particularly well, too well, because I'm coming to my second hour and I am finding more than I'm using, and I'm warm and I'm comfortable. I don't mean me, I mean in the game. It seems like it's going very well. Ooh, yes. Oh, fucking hatchet, bros. Now you can call me Hatchet Harry. I'm going to go down, I'm going to cut some trees, I'm going to fuck up some wood. Nice. This is a storage container if we wanted to stay here, which we don't. We have the option again. Ooh, what's that?
What have we here?
Ooh, flare shell. In an emergency beacon fired from a distress pistol. Where's the rest of it? Another hatchet. Oh, look. It never rains, it pours. That's just double bonus. Now we can chop the crate because we've got the hatchet. Chop the crate because we've got the hatchet. Okay, good. Well, I should be able to destroy a lot of wood now, which we won't be able to do, wasn't able to do before, which means we can start more fires and stay warmer easier. Find some pallets. Right, here we go. Break it. But the hatchet does deteriorate the more I use it, so it's not like, you know, you're completely free of everything. We're not going to win now. I don't think there's an end to this game. I think survival is the only goal, just exploring. The map is absolutely humongous on a gigantuan level. Look at this shit, look, that's huge. I have no way of exploring that, but you can spawn at each place. So you can sort of restart the game, say 10 times and spawn at every location, if you really wanted to. I need water, I need some fluids in me. The game yesterday looked like Gremlins was awesome. Yeah, I mean, go wishlist it and stuff. If you need the title, I can give you the title. It's definitely a game I'll be playing personally. I don't think it's a playthrough. I think the first impression pretty much had all of my thoughts and feelings in it. It's not going to get any better or any worse. It's just going to be, you know, more complicated tasks to do and more fun things to see. I reckon the story's pretty mad, so I would recommend that. That's a good game. And I think it was under $10. It's not an expensive game either, which is fair, right? I'm going to play Gremlins. That's all it's made me do. Want to play Gremlins. On an NES emulator with controller support. Beaches. It's going to be weird because when I switch to Linux, the full switch over, like this whole system will be Linux. As long as I can get it running, you know, as good as I want, which it should do out of the box, I'm going to then just play a lot of retro because I feel like if Linux emulates better than Windows and it has less resources being used, which means we can play things like Cyberpunk at maxed out ultra settings, and it shouldn't really affect the new system at all. So we're going to have this real big mishmash of, we can only play it if it's on Linux, But if it is on Linux, we can max it out and have it ultra settings. And I think that's going to be a win. And people seem to like retro no matter who you are or when you play it. So it does help us in that regard to find the retro audience. You know, bring in some more people. Survival games help with the survival audience, and obviously like first-person shooters, looter shooters help with like the FPS guys. Yeah, I mean, just having a whole host of people is really awesome. I love my retro. That's it. Retro's good. Right, I've looted this place. Now I'm all heavy. I still have no drink, I don't think. Let's have a look. Antibiotics. Where's my juice? I haven't set my juice loose. I got grapes. There you go. I got drink. Grape soda. Mart soup. I'll have a bit of that action. What else we got? A couple of chocky bars. I think I'll eat the chocky bar. Do we need it though? How are we doing for resources? So this is a good way for me to show you resources because it comes up behind my head. You can't actually see it when I'm playing. So you can see my thirsty level is around 1/4. So that's not too bad. I mean, that will last a good day or so. Apparently I've got a sprain risk, but it's not guaranteed. Is that because my boots are shit? What's going on now? Are my boots broken? These boots are made for walking. Okay, these boots are better. I'll wear those. There you go, I've got better boots. And then what I'll do, I'll take these old boots with the old crusty, I don't know what that is. It looks like gum stuck to the side of them. I'll go ahead and just rip those apart. Oh, I don't want to repair it. I want to rip it apart. There you go, harvest. Oh, leather. We can make ourselves something new. So what can we make in total? This list is getting longer, but it's slowly getting longer. It's not like super quick, this game. Very relaxing, very chill. Now it's gone pitch black again, so we're just going to go bed. Go bed, innit? The Boot Scoot Boogie. I've never heard of that one. What's that emote you put? Jerry Curl. Right, it's still too dark. Doesn't tell you a time. Hang on. If I do that, does it go to a sun?
Getting kind of thirsty.
See, that moon up in the top tells me it's nighttime, so then you're just trying to guess how many hours for the next day. That's not great. Laugh out loud, Jerry Curl. It is a thing, isn't it, Jerry Curl? I can just burn time because I'm not tired. I can just burn time. There you go. Okay, I've burned time and it's still nighttime. What in the F? And my water resources are absolutely mashed right now. Soup helps. Sardines. Gotta have some sardines. Peaches. Can we eat peaches? No. Okay, where's the door? How do I get out of here? Where's my torch? Okay, we need to repair this because it's broken. What do you know about Jerry Curl in the UK? I know all sorts of curl. Not just Jerry Curl, bro. I got all sorts of curl. Don't forget, when I say I grew up in Tottenham, which means nothing to you guys in America or stateside or Yankee Town, I grew up with like Jamaicans to my left, Jamaicans to my right. We were there at the cookouts, you know. I was doing the Neighbours sticker album with my girl next door at like, what, 4 years old, 6 years old. So I had a lot of black mates. I had a lot of black culture. I get Jerry Curl. I get cocoa butter cream. You know, I still use cocoa butter myself nowadays. That's why my skin looking so fresh. You know, I do all that shit. What are you talking? I've been around. I was an advocate for black and white mixed relations when nobody was. You think this is 40 years ago. You're going back to the time when I got called a N-word lover for going out with a mixed race girl. This is ridiculous, but this is how Tottenham was, right? They're all right talking to you, but don't fucking try and breed with us. That's how it was. So I'm from a time where I gave no shits because I had to give no shits. And now these sort of wokey fucking lefties want to talk some bollocks about their feelings and their safe space, I ain't got time for that, because you weren't there on the front line doing stuff that I've done. So you don't care about my cause and I don't care about your cause. So you want to go some, I've got stories for days. So I know that I've earned my respect. Do you know what I mean? I've earned my life. And if they're now coming out the gate fresh thinking they've got something to say, you ain't doing nothing new. You ain't talking no new shit. You're still on the old shit. You're just making whinging. It's like if no one listens to a moan, they lose all their power. They become powerless. It's only if you listen to these people moan that you give them power. And if you've got dyed hair, or you're overweight, or you wear glasses, dyed hair, and overweight, if you're a triple threat, I stay the fuck away from all those people, man. They're not all there. They're not all there. They're the dumb ones that we used to lock up and chuck away and put in special homes. And now they're out there. They're out there walking about. They're in the general public. They're in general pop, bro. I'm a triple threat. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. You have to be to watch me, innit? Right, let's see if we can get out of here, because I need to see what the condition is outside. But I can't see a frickin' thing. I guess I'm going to have to use a flare. So that's what we'll call it. We'll call it the triple threat. That way I'll stay PG-13. So we will know what it is, but not everyone will know what it is. Ka-ching. Nice.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Okay, so we're overcumbent, or whatever they call it. See what we're carrying that we can't. So obviously the hatchets weigh. These empty cans, I don't think they're good for anything, are they? Basic container for melting snow and you can melt snow. How the fuck do we collect snow? How do I connect snow? How is that a thing? I'm going to try and get snow off of this. Okay, that's not a thing. Maybe you have to get the can. Put the can. Place. Recycled can. Okay, I don't know how to get the snow in the can. But now I've worked that out, we could have drinks for days. Where do I get... You just put it out when it's snowing. Oh, I bet that's what you do. How did I not know this? Okay. Game's got too much real in it, boys. I'm really vibing with this game right now. I'm going to put a couple cans down. And they're the ones we ate out of, by the way. There you go. A couple cans deep. Go to sleep. And then I'll peep. See if I caught some sleep. See if I caught the sleet. We'll melt the sleet. Bosh. Okay, just walk to a bed. We'll hit a bed eventually. There you go, bed. Well, bed, innit? 5 hours to do us, boys. We'll wake up very thirsty. Why is there no lights? It's so dark. I'll just sleep forever.
Tongue feels like sandpaper.
Okay, let's just burn 2 hours of chilling. There you go. Oh, the day broke. Did you see it? Nice. Right, okay. So man's got dry mouth. He said his tongue feels like sandpaper. How do I know when they're full? Like, how's that going to happen? We just leave them. We'll come back and revisit. Grow well. Dustin sulfur. Whatever that is. If we go up to these pallets, should be able to get wood out of these. Benefit, well fed.
starting to weigh me down.
Right, so now we've gathered all that wood. Very slowly, I'm going to go back to the yard. Start a fire. Game's intriguing. I don't know if it comes across on stream, whether you like watching these sorts of games, but to me, it's very interesting to see the mechanics they've implemented and what you have to do to survive. It's not most survival games you kind of know. You know what I mean? There's a guide, there's a tutorial. This game does not hold your hand at all. There's no fire in here. Uh-oh. Okay, we might have to just make one on the floor. Try not to burn this bish down. Alright, we'll make a torch before we go wasting all that wood. And then we'll go campfire. Can we make a campfire somehow? Campfire. Fire. Why is it not making it? Oh, you can't make it indoors. Ah. Plot thickens. I did see you can make fishing holes as well, which is something we haven't tried to do.
This gear's starting to slow me down.
Here you go, boys. Start that fire. Annoying, you've got to have it outside though. Yes, there we go. Yeah, I can take the experiences I've learned today on a first impression part 1 and actually bring that to like a new build. So if I die practicing, I can just come back for part 2, start a new build and have that experience so we can move twice as quick, get things twice as, we can see twice as much stuff because I'll be able to just jump in and get on with it. So once you've started the fire, we can then place water on now, apparently. Again, we ain't catching no snow. Dun, dun. Well, I kind of lit it, but it's kind of pointless. Not really going to do anything. We can move it once we've made it, or we can just leave it to burn. But it says it's going to do 1 minute and then it's going to burn out. Yeah, this game's cool. There's nothing in there. And visually, because the way they've done it, you can run it on any system as well. Like this will run on like Nintendo Switch. And you can just sit in bed and play this, you know, grind it to your heart's content. Loads of replay value, loads of awesome source. I think it's a good one. I think it's a win, this one. I want to see more, but I've got no fluids and I'm about to drain out. So I don't know how to rectify that. I'm surrounded by snow. There must be a way to maybe harvest the snow. Okay, so that's control a quick. Yeah, that's quick point. Sardines, food. What else can we do? Fishing hole, snow shelter. What the hell? Bedroll. Okay, let's go down here. No, that's going to be a drop. Yeah, I need to find somewhere I can dig a hole and get some fish maybe. I'm way overweight. And I don't mean in real life. I do, but I don't. What are these? Spray paint. Can spray paint can be used to leave signs and markers? Ooh, okay. Spray your clothing. Avoid direction. Danger. Searched. Ah, now we're opening up the map, bros. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning as I'm going, bros. Happy days. And that's not only search, that's where I want to stay, so. Got 4 beds and a couple of cans I'm gathering some snow into. Okay, we've got a car up here on this lonely road. I think we'll go and investigate. Need to lighten this load. I've got too much load. All this stuff I'm going to need though. I don't want to get rid of anything. I think I'm going to go drop them off. We'll go drop them off. I'm going to die because I've got no water. Go slow. Run, bitch. That's it. We're necking. We are necking. How's the pugs then, Phil? How's your life? How's things going? How's work? You ain't quit yet? I know you said you saved up some money. I didn't ask you how much, and I didn't ask how that went. Like, you haven't explained the ins and outs of that one. I was curious because you're the only person I know that's implemented it and done it well, from what you say. So I don't know anyone else who has taken that advice and managed to do what you've done. So I'm curious how that went for you. Okay, we need storage. Where's storage? There's a backpack. You put our crap in a backpack. That. Anything we've got 2 of, we'll dash. Do we have anything of weight we can get rid of? Okay, we can put no more. No, oh, you can't put hatchets in there. Oh, bro, you can only put certain items in there. That makes it even harder. Like boots, they weigh, right? So they're like 1.5 kilograms. I just feel like we should convert these down into scrap. Hang on. Where? Right, so then these ones can get turned to leather. Leather don't weigh anything, but the boots do. I'm done with work. Friday week off. Done with work. Friday week off. So you mean you'll finish work completely on Friday? Or am I reading that wrong? Okay, we've actually got really good socks there, so we're going to wear those. And then we're going to convert the worst ones, which are these dirty, grubby, nasty motherfuckers. I'm going to turn them into some cloth. Exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. So Friday you finish, so that means you saved enough money to live off, or are you going to use like some sort of, I don't know what you call it where you are. We have like job seekers, like when you're out of work, they support you with very little money for a bit. Are you going to be signing on and doing that? I got double socks. Yeah, I'm rocking double socks. Deal with it. I'm one of those. I'm sandals with 2 pairs of socks. I'm free coat Jack. Free coat Timmy. There you go. Yeah, these hats are not a bonus. This one might be though. So it's more cold resistant but less. So if I fix it, it will be actually better with the sewing kit. Ooh. I have enough to take a year off. My man. Okay, well, I better stream as much as possible then. I was actually thinking, like, there's no bonus to me taking time off, as in... Look at his hat. Canadian. It's a good hat, eh? I don't know if that's Canadian or not. I apologise. Canadians can hate on me in the chat. Yeah, I mean, are you planning just to chillax? Because you could, what I would do is save the money. Don't keep it in the bank. I shouldn't be giving you this advice, but take the money out of the bank. Store it in your house somewhere safe, you know, in a safe, under the ground maybe, preferably, and then sign on. And then you can use that money as and when you feel fit to live off, and you can have a lavish lifestyle living off of whatever it's called out there. Like, say you was on Medicaid or whatever the Americans have. You can then sort of subsidize yourself. So it's like having a rich parent bundling you money, but it's just you with a safe. That's one way of doing it. Anything that's digital is obviously taxable and traceable. So you if you're going to have a longer time off of work, you could probably support yourself, because the the back to work schemes will keep you afloat, and then you're subsidizing takeaways, nights out, video games, whatever you're going to spend it on, your own money that you save. Do you know what I mean? So it's like work 5 years and then have 3 off, or something like that, or a year off. So work 3, have 1 off, and then keep doing that rota. If you think about it in your life, you can have up to, I think you can work it out to like 6 years off of work in your entire life and still have a pension and still have a good life. But you have to play it right, you know, you have to do it well. Oh, you blocked that ad? Okay, sweet. Right, so now we weigh just as much. Damn, I thought them boots would have really weighed us down. But not so much. Try and dash some more stuff in a backpack. Backpack. I didn't realise it's 4:30, so we are actually coming very dangerously to our time. I'm going to drop some stuff in here. Bedroll, nothing equipped, of course. You can't stack. That's a little bit of a shame. You can't stack the same item on top. That's a bit of a mishmash. Wood obviously weighs a lot, so we can put that in the backpack. And one of these bars. And yeah, I think that's going to do us. We can't put the heavy stuff in there, but we can transfer a lot of wood over. Well, it kind of let me, but it can't do it all. So we have to go, what? 40 bits. Aha. So that's going to weigh us up as well. Drop those. Boom. What else we got? 3 packs of matches. We don't need that many matches. Yeah, okay, sweet. Now we're running. Hey, now we're super speed. Look at this. Da-da-da. Nice. We are ready. I'm going to save it here. And what are these badges all about? Ooh, 250 hours of research. Damn. This game's really good. It's really surprising. It's actually really surprised me today. DLC, I mean, I ain't even scratching the surface with the Long Dark. I think the Long Dark's really good. For $10 with all DLC right now on sale, I don't think there's a better survival game out there next to something like Scum, which is really difficult, doesn't have controller support, and has a real steep learning curve. I think this game is really nice if you want to get into survival games, but it is not going to hold your hand. There is no tutorial really. There is no guide. You're kind of finding hints and tips as you go, but that's part of the fun. It's exploration. If you like open world exploration sandbox, this is for you. I would suggest this highly to those who like that genre. And for me, it's a win. I found a new game to play. We have something new on the channel to represent. If you guys like this video, hit the like button, leave comments and all that good stuff. The more feedback I get from my videos, the more I'll do more of that particular game or genre. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Thank you on the Twitch and YouTube side of things. If you are watching on a rerun, please leave a like and definitely leave a subscribe if you're not already subscribed to see more survival, MMO, RPG and looter shooters on the channel. I want to thank everyone for helping the channel grow and supporting us, and I want to thank you for your time because I know your time is valuable and I'm glad you spent it with us, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye bye. There we go, baby. That is done. Outro has been sung. Oh, it's been a long one. I've done about what, 4 hours, 4.5 hours today. Oh, tomorrow will be about the same, be about 4 hours. We'll kick off at about 2 o'clock and we'll go through to about, I reckon, about 5 tomorrow. So a bit later, half an hour later than now. So I don't know how early you can get in tomorrow, boy, but I'll probably finish the first game around 3 o'clock, I reckon. So 2 to 3, and then we'll do the second game for around 3 to 4. And then we might even chuck in another one. If we can get 3 done, that'd be really nice. Because then I'm off for a week just to edit and go see my mum and, you know, check on her health and that. Oh, my mum's great, right? So my mum goes to me. I rang her up and I'm like, how you doing, mum? How's things? And she's gone to me, yeah, I'm all right. She goes, you need to go round my neighbours and bash him. My mum said this to me, right? I said, bash him? I said, who's your neighbour? She said, I've got a new neighbour. They're teenagers and they keep parking on my drive, right? So her drive isn't attached to her house. It's like round the corner. So it's an allocated slot. And she said, you've got to go around there, you've got to bash him, right? So I'm not bashing anyone. I don't know what you're talking about. She said, well, the deed to my house says that it's my car park space. I said, okay, you show me a deed that says it's your car park space, and I'll come round and I'll make up stencils, right? I'm quite arty and that way inclined. And I will put, you know, disabled and put your number of your house on your driveway. And then that way, when they park there, you can call the cozzers. They can go round, you know, get his collar felt and take him away for a bit. I mean, they won't take him away for parking on a drive, but they might tell him to fuck off, right? So they might tell him to move along. So I said, that's the plan. That's what I'm going to come do. You know, I'm coming down to visit and have a good time. I'm not coming down to bash your neighbours. So I said to her at this point, why are you getting involved with teenagers? They're but 16, 17. Why are you getting involved with teenagers when you're like 80 years old, right? Leave it well alone. She's like, I'm bored. Her actual answer was, I'm bored. I've never heard my mum be that honest, but as she's gotten older, she's become very cynical and very self-reflective. So now she just like will blatantly say what her problem is, which is nice because that's how I am. So I was like, well, if you're bored, why don't we find you something else to do? So I'm going to go down there, I'm going to cook a dinner, we're going to have a couple of takeaways, watch a couple of movies. I've got a couple of good movies lined up and hopefully take our mind off it. But like at her age, to argue with neighbours who are teenagers is absolutely ludicrous. Why you would even bother? Do you know what I mean? Teenagers ain't going to be hearing that mess. So the teenager reckons it's a shared drive, and that's the argument. It's he says it's shared, she says it's not. Nobody cares. They're teenagers. They have mates visit all the time. They're going to park on there anyway. Even if he doesn't, his mates will. Because I know when I was a teenager, we'd do the same thing, right? We don't care about the old Karen on the estate. So I think she's got a weird way of dealing with things. So I want to sort of put her back in line and make sure she's safe. So, I don't know. That's happening. That's a thing. Nice. I'll be there. Yeah, man. We'll see you tomorrow for sure. And I want to thank you for coming out and hanging out with us. You're awesome as always. And I hope we can have another really good year. We're doing really well. We get about, I can tell you exactly how much we get. Let's have a little look-see. It means nothing to you guys probably, but I will shout it out. Okay, so this month we got 50,000 views within a month. We got, I think, around 200, it says 203, but I think it's a little bit more than that. We lost a couple, so it's actually more like 210 subscribers. So 50,000 views from, you know, people that are already around. We've got over 7,500 people anyway. So 50,000 views, mostly from shorts, but the actual long form content had 580 hours of watch time. Now, if you want to work that out, 580 hours, if a movie is an hour and a half, it's very easy to sort of see the scope that we're in. It's a very small scope, but it's my scope, you know, it's our scope. So this is what we're doing at the moment. So we're hitting those sort of numbers and we're making peanuts, but we're making money. So we want to make more money. So I'm going to be putting out some long form content. We've got Dune, the original beta test. That's coming out probably within the next couple of days. And then I've got the next Doom video lined up and ready to go. We've also got a couple of features to come out. So a lot of sort of 30 to 40 minute videos. I don't know if you watch them, Phil, but like for me, they do a lot better than the shorts. The shorts get more views, but the long form content does just as well and earns a hell of a lot more money. So that's what I'm going to be aiming at. That's why I want to take some time off, because not to make money, but to build the channel in a way that, you know, is meaningful. I want to give people content that they like to watch, not that I'm trying to ram down their throat. So any guidance on what you want to see and how you want to see it would be greatly appreciated from YouTube and Twitch. And I think, you know, growing and trying to be a bit more of a presenter style YouTuber, because I didn't know we fit in the YouTuber category, but apparently we do. I thought we were just a bum-ass Twitch streamer, but that's not the case. We're actually a YouTuber. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use Twitch, obviously, to stream because the engagement rate's a lot higher. And although the views and watch time is better on YouTube, that actually pays to do a live, whereas Twitch doesn't really pay. I don't think Twitch has half the viewers they say they have. I think a lot of it is bots, but that's just personal opinion, not truth. So I don't know that for a fact, but in my stats, it definitely bodes well to do both. So YouTube is where the bread and butter is, but then Twitch is just my home. That's where we started, and that's where we'll be Join Discord if you haven't already joined Discord, and I will see you all tomorrow for the next one. Peace out. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. Stay sanitized.